Good afternoon, passport holders. Today, June 24th, 2017, day 967 of the vlogs. And first and foremost, you can hear something going on with my voice. It is in that deep bass range, which I always love the sound when I get either slightly sick or really tapped down with allergies. This deep, resonant tone is a lot of fun for me. That said, why am I opening the vlog at 2 o'clock? 2:05. The answer is because I didn't go to bed. I couldn't fall asleep until about 5 a.m. At which point I went to sleep, woke up at 10 like I was scheduled to in order to try and go to bed in Kami's in order to get the towels and sheets all washed up. Woke up, looked at my alarm clock and said no. Rolled over, went right back to sleep, and then woke up naturally at 1:30. So that's kind of where we're at. I've just finished Clintus's vlog, took a quick shower, and now I'm out here. The other big win for kind of today already has been that I hung up the new blackout curtains that were delivered last night in my bedroom. I've had the stuff to put up the curtains in this window for, I don't know, a couple months now, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I kept debating about how I wanted to handle the situation because this is such a large window, and the curtains that I bought are nice, but they're not really perfect for what I was looking for. So I've just been like putting it off, and now with me really going night side, like not going to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock and then waking up 10 or 9 or 8:15, like I'm gonna be getting home from work when I get to my full schedule, should I get there, because there's a big hump leading into that. Should I get there, I'll be getting home at 6 to 6:15 if you include an hour downtime for me to unwind before I go to bed, eat something, that kind of thing. I'll be going to bed at 7 a.m. It's going to be daylight out, especially here in the summer. Even in the winter, though, at that point, the sun's coming up here in Arizona. So blackout curtains were a mandatory thing, especially because I tried to sleep many nights this week with the sleep mask that I've had for travel and things like that. And while on a plane, it'll stay on my face, but while laying down, I rip that thing off the same way that I did when I was wearing orthodontia headgear when I was a kid. Like, I just don't like things on my head while I'm sleeping. That said, I've got a 18-minute Ask Me Anything from Gary that got posted today or a couple weeks ago. I'm going to try and take care of that in the vlog edit before the Angels game starts at 4:15, so that means 2 hours of me really hustling and working in order to make all that happen. But I think it's totally doable, and then at that point I'll take all of this evening and tomorrow, and then even part of Monday day, in order to kind of get me really locked in for this test on Monday evening. I do not want to screw this up. Obviously, with me having tested so well throughout the week, 94s across the board, except for that first test when I got a 96. I want to do well on this. And especially given the pressure choke that I had playing Jeopardy last night, I don't want to face that on the final and get myself into trouble. So I want to have this stuff backwards and forwards, definitions, terms, everything ready to rock. So that's the play. That's where I'm going. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday as this is being recorded. Great Sunday if you're watching on day of release. Let's get this one started. All right, guys. Well, the Angels pull out a victory against the Red Sox, but it did get a little hairy there in the ninth inning. During the game, or slightly before the game, I think it was slightly before the game, I finished up, or during the first or second inning, I finished up the full transcription for the June AMA for Gary. And then in subsequent innings and inning breaks, I was reline leveling, changing things up, auto timing, all that good fun. About 11 minutes in on the 18-minute video on a final review. And so, yeah, now it's just time for me to sit down, finish that up, study, hit up Ben and Kami. They're both off tomorrow, and so they don't know what they're doing. My suspicion is they're going to just sit on the couch and watch a movie. Sounds like what their direction likely was. Other news, end up buying an Alexa Dot on the kind of cheap payment plan that Amazon does relating to no interest. They just charge you $10 a month kind of thing. So I thought that I would give that a shot. Worst case scenario is that I return it. But as it stands right now, like, that is an area that I want to get much more skilled in. Not to say that I'm going to build Alexa skills or anything like that, but I do want the ability to start to set up a smarter home environment, and one of the first things to do is to get familiarized with the digital assets that presents before I move into controlling lights and all that kind of stuff, which I definitely want to get to. I've already picked out which light controllers I'm going to go with, at least initially, because I've only got the two big lights here in the house, and so I'll plug those into one of these controlled things where it's just on off kind of situation. So super excited about that, to be able to begin to control bits and pieces of my life using my voice. Even though I have used Siri in the past, it's one of those things where I haven't done it consistently, so one of those things where probably maybe wasting a little bit of money, but again, for $10 a month, not to have to really worry about it for the next 4 or 5 months, that's fine. So that's kind of the plan. I don't know how late I'm staying up tonight or what's going on, but I am super excited to go to sleep with those new blackout curtains hung up. In all likelihood, though, I probably will end up going and buying a smaller curtain rod so that it sits more flush against the wall, which is not the biggest deal in the world, but what that does is it gives me the extra long one for that window there, so I can hang up the blue curtains that I bought a couple months ago from Walmart. So that's the target. Those are a bit more translucent. They allow a little bit of light through. So yeah, that's kind of the deal. I don't know what's going on with my voice and why I'm still sounding this way. I've been guzzling water. I think that I'm like 1.5 of my 24-ounce bottles away from being done with my gallon for the day, and it's only 8:30 at night. So don't know what that's all about, and I certainly don't know how late I'm going to be staying up. So one step at a time, finish this, and then kind of figure out what I want to do with the rest of the evening. Obviously, I'm going to be studying a little bit, though. Alright guys, just after 2 a.m. at this point, and it's time for me to go to bed. I apologize for a 3-shot vlog, but obviously with me sleeping as late as I was, not feeling my best, and studying the vast majority of the day, wasn't going to be an exciting one to begin with. I mean, you would have seen me sitting on the couch watching the baseball game, editing, or doing the final review on Gary's AMA, and then studying. It's not an exciting day here in my household. That stated, Ben and Kimmy both have tomorrow off. I'm not sure if we're doing anything. That stated, I do have to double down on the studying. While I have gotten better at being able to recite word for word about 40 of the 60, 70-ish terms, I am still struggling with the 3-piece parts. So, like, there are certain terms, or certain services, though, that my new employer provides, and there are 3 subsystems to each one of them, and I have to be able to name each one of them exactly by rote, exactly in the right order, that kind of thing. And it's proving to be a problem for me to get that. So my hope is that with an early bedtime, the new blackout curtains, and a few hours sleep, that I'll be able to put in the work that I need to tomorrow and Monday before I go take the test in order to actually get 100% of them exactly right. I understand the concepts. That's clear as day. It's been that way since the day I walked in, and barring, me missing one term here or one term there, and therefore, quote unquote, and especially in the Jeopardy game, losing all the points, I would have gotten 5 out of 6 or 7 out of 8 or 9 out of 10 on a test. There's no way they're grading that hard. But in the event that they are, I have to prepare for it as if they are. I have to get these things exactly right. And so, once again, with 10 of these and 3 subsystems per, and as many as 5 terms per each subsystem, I have to nail it exactly. So that's going to be tomorrow, I do believe, and definitely Monday. But as always, thank you guys so much for your time and your attention. I appreciate them so much. I know these vlogs aren't fun right now, but as always, I've said that these things are about documenting my growth, my process, where I'm at, and what I'm trying to achieve. And right now, I'm trying to survive the test that my trainer thinks a lot of my class is going to struggle at, and I tend to agree with him. But I can't be the one person who shines through the initial tests and then fails the actual one that matters. Remember, though, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still. So go do cool stuff. Bye for now.